Hi, I thought I'd just do a quick vlog, if you like, in terms of rather than doing an actual written blog about yesterday tragic news with Caroline Flack committing suicide and killing herself, which is devastating for a family and absolutely tragic news. So yeah, you've got to say heart goes out to her family and friends. But definitely will be a difficult time. But what is absolutely shocking and disgusting is how when you've got the former chief executive of Wigan Council, Donna Hall, trying to put herself in the same sentence as Caroline Flack and trying to compare herself to that of Caroline Flack, um, which is just disgusting and vile, to be fair. I mean, for those that don't know Donna Hall used to be the chief executive of Wigan Council. She actually, what's it? Well, people held her to account, and rightly so. Anybody in that's public office has to be held accountable. If they're an election, if it's a politician, local or general, they have to have elections to be held accountable. But also civil servants, people like the head of civil servants, people like Donna Hall, also have to be held account. Now, what Donna Hall did was numerous things. A chief executive has to be politically neutral, i.e., he can't be biased in any way, shape, or form. So there could be all the local councillors on Wigan could be Labour, and there could be one opposition from whatever Conservative, Independent, and she has to treat that one independent, that single voice, the same as the mass Labour Party, if you like, because she has to be politically neutral. I guess that would be a given. However, Donna Hall wasn't. Now, not only was she wasn't, so you got to think, well, that's definitely wrong, and she should be taken to task on that one. But what she did, she didn't like an independent councillor, so she tried to remove a democratically elected councillor, Stephen Jones. Now, when she tried to be get out of being held accountable. She lied repeatedly, and then tried to sack a councillor. I mean, only the people that voted that person in can sack them when it comes up to the elections. And Councillor Steve Jones took the unprecedented case to the High Court and monumentally won. And fair play to the guy for doing that. And Donna Hall come out of that saying, "Oh, woe is me, I am the victim for being held accountable." No, you were being held account, and you so rightly so. Then and it cost her taxpayers about £500,000 that disaster. So she got sacked, and then woe is me again. Donna Hall playing the victim because she got sacked because she did unlawful political bias. And in the words of a High Court judge, she meddled with democracy, and nobody meddles with democracy. The courts only ever get involved in democracy in exceptional circumstances, and of which Steve Jones' case was just that. So yeah, anyway, she gets sacked. You would think she would just go off and go, right, okay, I messed that one up, blah blah blah. But oh no, she then has a dodgy copper friend, a high-ranking officer, she gets to go and lock up political opponents of the Labour Party. I mean, she'd been in some publication saying she'd supported Labour, and well, when you look at her actions when she was the chief executive of Wigan Council, she was definitely Labour and politically biased. But anyway, she got political opponents locked up from a high-ranking, dodgy Greater Manchester Police copper friend. In terms of Peter Franson, who's an OAP, some may know him, some may not. She got the officers to go with full riot gear on. I mean, riot gear for an OAP, battering rams to bash his gates down and doors down. And I mean, geez, it's like something out of a movie, isn't it? Then, when that wasn't going too well in terms of the investigation and this bogus trumped-up charge that Donna Hall had made up, and it was coming to light, what should you do? Anybody just think, go quiet? No, not Donna Hall. She embellishes it and says, oh, actually, it wasn't Peter Franson, it was Councillor Bleakley and Councillor Briley. Oh, go and get them. So they get arrested and hoisted into the cop shop and whatever else, then yeah, that's not going too well. Oh no, what's she doing? What's she doing? Oh, I know, it's Gareth Ferris, that nasty Gareth Ferris. So she gets a dodgy cop, but because in this Steve Jones case that I just spoke about, where we held her account for illegal action, that the courts have only ever stopped one election, and that was Councillor Steve Jones. I mean, that's how bad her actions was. Never ever before has a court been involved and stopped an election, apart from when Donna Hall tried to meddle. So because I was obviously instrumental in helping Councillor Steve Jones, she didn't like that. So she gets a dodgy copper friend to get 7 coppers to come around to midnight and throw me in a cell. She demands, she demands the coppers 5 hours before I was even interviewed to put the certain bail conditions on to stop me being in the local elections and other horrendous stuff. In which case I actually took myself to the High Court and took Greater Manchester Police to the High Court, and which the coppers just ran for the hills, to be fair, because they was having none of it when the Greater Manchester lawyers saw that they had nothing on what was going on. So when somebody does things like that, it's only right that they get held accountable. And if somebody's being held accountable, they're not being bullied like Donna Hall's trying to claim she was, or back in that time. So you've got to understand that if you're in public office, you rightly so have to be held accountable for your actions. And if you do something illegal or unlawful, like trying to sack a democratically elected councillor like Steve Jones, then yeah, you're going to get taken to task. If you go and get your corrupt coppers and you're involved in a conspiracy to illegally, unlawfully arrest, detain, human rights breaches, the whole raft of things, well, yeah, you're going to get held accountable. So just because you're being held accountable doesn't mean that you're being bullied. There is a fundamentally difference. And that's what seems to be Donna Hall's. She just can't. Do you know what? I'm going to say she probably can't understand, but I think she probably could. I think anybody can understand the difference from being held accountable for your actions than being bullied. And what Donna Hall did in terms of trying to put herself and compare herself to Caroline Flack, it's just disgusting at this tragic time where Caroline Flack has unfortunately felt the need to take her own life, and just horrible, absolutely horrible. Why I don't shout it from the rooftops? Yes, I've suffered from PTSD and depression. I kept it a secret for 2 years, so I know the effects it can have. And for people like Donna Hall, who are being held accountable, to try and then jump on the bandwagon and hijack the mental health issues, it just disgusts me, because I know the sheer hate and trauma that this woman has caused. Trauma to individuals, to the family that it affects, and then when gets caught and held account, plays the victim cards, which is typical of Donna Hall, really. But I just thought it was important just to come out here and say the difference between Donna Hall trying to put herself in the same conversation as the tragic events of Caroline Flack, which quite frankly is disgusting, and mind you, nothing surprises me with Donna Hall. I mean, when she was the chief executive of Wigan Council, one of her main duties is to obviously look after the staff of of Wigan Council. And what does she do? She gets them all in a room and gives them a pet talk of what were they called? Sleepwalkers, cheerleaders, and vampires. And if you were a vampire, she would root you out. In other words, if you was a whistleblower, for example, which is a lawful legal process for if you see something in your organisation doing wrong, she would root you out and hound you. And then this person Donna Hall, who does this kind of action, wants to try and play the victim. I mean, it's just disgusting. But yeah, I just thought it was important to come out, and I know obviously there's conversations about trolls and everything else, which. Yeah, I mean, trolls just need to go and get a life, in all fairness, because they've obviously got nothing better to do with the time. But And that is fundamentally different from somebody holding somebody to account that have done illegal and unlawful actions like Donna Hall. And she should be held accountable. So, yeah. Okay, I hope that's okay. And, yeah, see you all soon.